What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about PlayStation because it seems like the state of play that's happening tonight may not be as epic as some people are kind of envisioning. Somebody who is a famous leaker has just posted what is supposedly a full list of the games that are going to be at the state of play, and it definitely leaves some question marks. Some of the games they're showing completely make sense, but there's certain stuff that's missing, and I don't quite understand why. So let's take a look at the leaked list and sort of speculate as to if it's legit, and let's just treat this right now as entertainment. I do think the leak is completely real, but let's just assume there might be at least a few surprises left. Hi, I hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, today is actually a double stuffed sandwich of crazy gaming goodness because we're going to get the PlayStation State of Play, and about an hour later, we're getting the Silent Hill transmission, which apparently is going to reveal the future goodness of Silent Hill. Now, as a person that's completely obsessed with Silent Hill, I think this is incredibly cool. In fact, I'm wearing my Silent Hill 2 shirt right now, but people are definitely I feel like gamers are so hungry for PlayStation news. This is the CEO of PlayStation meeting with Hideo Kojima right now in Japan. His picture was actually just posted here like 20 minutes ago. So everybody's kind of being like, heck yeah, it's time to get ready for that state of play goodness. Well, here it is. The full list already has people being like, oh man, I had no expectations and I'm glad I kept it that way. I'm going to show you the list. The reason I'm doing this video is because I feel like people definitely overhype themselves, and I'm guilty of this as well. So going into it, I kind of hope this is the real legit list because it will properly temper our expectations. So if there's anything extra, it's fun. Now, this leak comes from Special Nick. He's a guy who actually has done tons and tons of big leaks about all sorts of different showcases and Sony news. So very likely this is real. Now, I decided to go through it and look up all these games to kind of see what they are, to make sure all my info is relevant. And a lot of these, they're not bad. They're just definitely kind of B-tier announcements. First up, Where Winds Meet. This was originally revealed back in 2022. It's like an open world game set during the 5 dynasties of China. The gameplay looks pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of Rise of Ronin, so that's going to be good. But this one, the Until Dawn remake. So one of the major criticisms we hear a lot about Sony is that they've been playing it overly safe, doing remake, sequel, remaster, reimagining. So them doing an Until Dawn remake, it's very weird because the game still looks very much identical. I actually rebeat Until Dawn last year. That game is so incredibly fun. It's an actual interactive horror movie, and the remastered version of it looks pretty much identical. I feel like PlayStation 4 graphics were really good and PlayStation 5 graphics are really good, but the gap between generations power-wise still is pretty close. So this is the big thing I think is going to be the most fun to play, even if people don't originally get it. So the AstroBot games, a lot of PlayStation Twitter accounts have been teasing weird pictures of the AstroBots. So they did a VR game and they did like a little tech demo game that you can play on the PlayStation 5. These games are incredibly fun. If you did not play AstroBot Rescue, these are, like, some people have called it PlayStation's Mario 64. I mean, the platforming, the puzzling, the cuteness, it's actually that legit. So, if this new AstroBot game is actually real, and this is supposedly maybe coming this year, I do think that's going to be extremely cool. Like, I think people don't fully grasp it yet, but it will sink in and be like, oh wait, this is an actual freaking good game. Next up, Monster Hunter Wilds. So I've been simping a lot over just how crazy Capcom is. Street Fighter 6 was awesome, Dragon's Dogma 2 was awesome, freaking every Resident Evil game is just back-to-back bangers. So Monster Hunter Wilds, there's talks that this is going to be a fully open world, completely realized planet, like entire continents that you can walk over every square inch and hunt monsters for hours and hours and hours. That sounds incredibly freaking epic. I'm definitely ready for Monster Hunter Wilds, but like the entirety of this presentation is going to be 35 minutes long. This is just going to be a YouTube, what do they call it, premiere. So people have already looked at it. The PlayStation State of Play is going to be exactly 35 minutes. I hope that a good chunk of it is specifically about Monster Hunter Wilds so we can really get a grasp on what this is, what kind of scale we're going to get. I am streaming the State of Play, by the way, so I'll see you guys this afternoon. Next up, God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. Not a big surprise. The original God of War was also a success, so seems like bringing this game, the first God of War sold crazy numbers on PC, so we knew that Ragnarok was coming eventually. The fact that it's coming, assumedly, within the year of the original release, pretty interesting. This, though, this is the biggest question mark. Concord. So this is a studio that PlayStation bought. They had them actually come together. I think they founded the studio. They literally got a bunch of different creators and grouped them up to make games exclusively for the PS5. But we really don't know what it's going to be. It's either one, going to look surprisingly good and generate some good buzz, or it's going to look very generic, or it's going to look very generic and people will question why Sony bought the studio. Now, we know it's going to be some sort of like space game or shooter or something like that. So whatever Concord is, I think I'm most curious to see what they've been up to. Next, some sort of Aliens VR game. They did officially confirm this is going to be a mix of PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR2 stuff. I'd never bought a PlayStation VR2. I'm probably never going to buy a PlayStation VR2. Okay, so this is the final list. Now, I do want to quickly point out that people are kind of looking at this, and we're still going to go through this bit by bit, but I have seen some people saying, where is Horizon? There have been a ton of leaks about the fact that they're doing a Horizon Zero Dawn remake. They're doing a Horizon game based on Legos, like a Lego Horizon game and a Horizon multiplayer game. None of that is going to be here, apparently. It sounds like, if anything, they're planning on a secondary showcase around September that's going to have more of their big major games, and apparently the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, this is what leakers are saying. It's not coming from me. It's just what keeps the rumblings on the streets of gaming. Next up, Marvel Rivals. So this is like Overwatch with Marvel heroes. Apparently it's actually really good. People have been leaking a lot of stuff about the Marvel Rivals closed beta that's going on. Now, personally, to be honest, I'm completely burned out on Overwatch style games where you're trying to do team-based objectives and hero classes and stuff like that. It's just, I'm not hating on it, but it's not my thing. So Marvel Rivals, I'm probably never going to play it, but it definitely looks good. Next up, another Five Nights at Freddy's. Yay. Another Dynasty Warriors. I did not hate the last couple Dynasty Warriors, but I know a lot of people did. The last couple Dynasty Warriors have been absolutely reviled. Now, here are the games that I'm most excited about. Path of Exile 2 and the Silent Hill 2 remake. So, there are already leaked pictures of the new Silent Hill 2 remake. Apparently what's going to happen is we're going to see the Silent Hill 2 remake probably get a teaser trailer during the State of Play, and then during the actual Silent Hill transmission, which comes pretty much right after it, then we're going to get this full big trailer. So you can see this is screenshots from the game itself. So that's pretty cool. Silent Hill 2 remake, is definitely coming this year. A lot of the rumors are that it's been finished for a bit, that the people that made it, Bloober team, are kind of just waiting confirmation from Konami where they're allowed to release it. I think they're going to do a teaser trailer during the state of play and then the actual gameplay deep dive during the Silent Hill transmission and give us a release date. Now, Path of Exile 2, I've been playing the original Path of Exile. That has got to be the deepest, most complicated ARPG I've ever seen in my life. It has literally thousands of talent points and super in-depth weapon crafting customization stuff. Yeah, I'm going to play Path of Exile 2 because, honestly, I want to play it from the beginning. Trying to play Path of Exile 2 after 10 years of expansions and development is a bit daunting. So I'm excited to see Path of Exile 2. Next up, Phantom Blade Zero, and then a new game from the Middle East. Honestly, this sounds like a decent list. This is not the kind where I think this is going to be the kind of thing where I am entertained by it, and a lot of people are entertained by it, but I think there are going to be YouTube videos being like, this was dog poop. And I don't fully disagree. If this is all they show, hopefully Monster Hunter Wilds and AstroBot are big crowd pleasers. Because some of these, not exactly the jaw-dropping, crazy God of War 5 kind of announcements, you know? Okay, but these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. What do you guys think about this state of play list? Does it seem real? Does it seem fake? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.